host, Coach Terrence Wood. Excited to be with you guys tonight. Let me make sure that I've got all of my right tech together tonight so that we can have a great show. But we're excited to be with you guys tonight. We're on the eve, you guys, of the regular signing period. So there are a lot of athletes out there that already know where they're going to go, but there are a lot of athletes out there, you guys, that don't know yet where they're going to college. So we've got something for both of you guys. Once again, I am your host, Coach Terrence Wood, and this is the Recruiting Live Show. Now, we've only got, you guys, maybe 2 or 3 Recruiting Live shows left. So if you're joining us for the first time and you're an athlete that's looking for guidance when it comes to college football scholarship or preferred walk-on opportunities, then you may want to look at some of the other episodes. You may want to look at some of the previous episodes so you guys make sure that you're caught up on everything. But we're excited to be with you guys tonight. We've got Instagram right here. We've got YouTube right here, and we are live. We are live, you guys. So the chat section is firing. Feel free to let me know that you're there with me, that you're rocking with me. Let me know where you're from if you're new to the program. And the bottom line tonight, you guys, the bottom line is to serve you guys, and make sure that your recruiting questions are answered, okay? This is your night. This is your night, Instagram. So let's get into it, you guys. Let's get into the show where you guys can find out more about what we're about, but more of what you guys have to do so that you can get to the next level. It's a journey. It's a journey. I know it's a journey, Instagram, so we want to help you. Spot them. What's going on? You're with Coach Terrence Wood. This is Before You Go Pro, the Recruiting Live Show. We're also live on YouTube, Spot them. So if you want to get the content that they're getting on YouTube, click the link in our bio, the Recruiting Live Show link, and you can check out what we're doing on YouTube. I see the great David Walker. This is one of my superstars coming out of Nevada. I'm so glad that you're with us, David, and your future is so bright. This is a 6'4", 270-pound lineman. You guys, Instagram, he can protect your quarterback if you're a coach that happens to be watching this. So we're glad that you're with us, Davis. And of course, we've got the great Rick De Jesus. He is the father of Jacob De Jesus, a college football All-American that has come through our program. Actually, Rick, we've got your son in this presentation tonight. I'm mentioning him. So proud of him, and we're mentioning him in this presentation. So once again, you guys are rocking with Before You Go Pro. Glad to have you. The great Chris Hornberger coming in. I know he's been on the road holding down the family, and his son Bubba driving from state to state, and he's going to have a decision soon here too. So excited to be with you guys tonight. So once again, I'm your host, Coach Terrence Wood. This has been a long labor of love for me, you guys. And if you're joining us for the first time, we've been at this for about three months now, 3 or 4 months. The Recruiting Live Show every single Tuesday, giving you guys the game to get to the next level. But I've been doing this for over 2 decades. Instagram, formerly as Before You Go Pro for about probably 17, 18 years. So this isn't my first rodeo. I know a lot of you guys are nervous during this time of year, but it's my job. And part of the reason why we started Before You Go Pro, and we have an amazing team, you guys, is to keep you guys calm. At least, well, some people you can't keep calm, but at least keep you aware, let you know that we're working on your behalf. We're just a vessel, you guys. We can't make anything super extraordinary happen. We can pick up the phone, we can DM, we can email, we can make sure that your name's on the board. And at the end of the day, God's going to place you where you need to be. And that's how it goes. So this is a labor of love, you guys, for me. This is a football Football is an industry in which I grew up in. I can't remember my life Instagram without football. I can't remember my life YouTube without football. That might sound sad to some people, but I'm just being honest with you guys. Right here, you see my grandfather on the far left with the Hall of Fame bust. My grandfather is indeed in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. In the middle right there, I played at the University of Colorado. We were in the Fiesta Bowl in that picture. I've been fortunate enough to play in the Arena Football League and also have a cup of tea in Canada in the CFL, you guys. I'm not somebody that's just sitting here guessing. I'm not just sitting here giving you guys food for thought and all day I'm at the post office or all day I'm fixing people's toilets. No, this is the industry that I'm in 24/7 and that my team is in, and we do this daily. Instagram. I see ELD, what's going on? This is Coach Wood. We're talking college football recruiting. You're with Before You Go Pro. So thank you for joining us. If you want to see the slides that we're showing on YouTube, then go to the link in our bio. You can check out those slides. But you guys, you're not getting this from somebody that is not in the industry. Literally, we are calling, talking to schools daily, and we're finding out the good, the bad, and the ugly, all right? Reporting back to you. So that's what this is all about, you guys, to show you that I'm a practitioner. Here's a perfect example of one of my babies. One of the athletes that is in the Before You Go Pro program. Right now, this young man is just getting ready for a surgery. He's about to have a shoulder surgery. But guess what? We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere. So whether he's on a big-time college football field like you see here, or whether he's preparing for a shoulder surgery, we're not going anywhere. This young man, you already saw his dad come in here, the great Rick De Jesus. Well, this young man, Jacob, his son, is a college football All-American. He's a big-time player in the Mount West Conference, you guys. He was not always highly regarded like that. Not everybody. There's a lot of people, a lot of coaches that I even talked to today, Instagram, a lot of hopping on the YouTube. Thank you, Tip. Love you, baby. Come on to YouTube. A lot of coaches that I talked to today to help our athletes today get scholarships turned down Jacob years ago. Turned down Jacob years ago. And guess what? He's making their teams pay. He's making their teams pay. He's a college football All-American, and I felt that he had that type of potential coming out of high school, but he had to go another route to get to where he is today, and we'll talk about that shortly. We help athletes, you guys, across the country from California all the way to Florida, New York. We've got kids that we've helped. These are just some of them. Great universities, you guys. I don't care if it is Power 5, a Cal Berkeley, a Florida State, or if it's a D3 or an NAIA school, you guys. Anybody, I think sometimes we tend to forget the odds. Instagram, I think sometimes we tend to forget the odds that are associated with college football scholarships. We tend to forget the odds, YouTube, that are associated with even a preferred walk-on opportunity, even just a roster spot. They only got 85 of them. Only 85 players are going to play or be on the roster at the University of Colorado, be on the roster at UNLV. So you're one of 85 in the entire country. You know, I was talking to a quarterback Instagram the other day. This young man wants to be a Power 5 quarterback, a Power 5 quarterback. You know, there's only what? There's 100. Or no, let's say an FBS quarterback. There's about 105 FBS football teams. And all of those teams, you guys, probably have 2 to 3 quarterbacks that are scholarship kids. So you being not even a Power 5 quarterback, just an FBS quarterback Instagram on scholarship, that means that you've accomplished something that only 300 to 400 people in any given year are going to accomplish in the whole world. Only 300 to 400 people are going to accomplish that. I want to be the running back at Florida State. I want to be the running back at this SEC school. Okay, well, what is there? 16 teams in the SEC? They probably got about 2 or 3 scholarship running back. You're talking about being one of about 40 cats. So what you guys are trying to accomplish is huge. And even I see the great Rocco. That's one of our superstars. He's in Colorado State. Love you, Rocco. His dad played at Colorado State as well. The Schramm family, appreciate you guys, and thank you for joining. We're talking college football scholarships, Rocco, and you've been fighting, scratching, and clawing for years for one, and now he's at Colorado State, you guys. So this is a journey. That's all I'm getting to. This is a journey. That's what tonight's about. Tonight's about serving you, but it's also reminding you about the odds and how we're going to beat them. And it's also reminding you that this is a journey, baby. So you gotta buckle up and put your hard hat on, because it's not always straightforward. Sometimes you gotta bust through. Who is this for? This is for the young athlete that wants to play college football at any level, at some level of college football. We've got the great Skip Winter coming in. This is one of our East Coast family members. He is the father of the great Grant Winter. This is a D lineman, 6'4", 270 pounds. He's got some FBS, FCS options that he's looking at, and very excited about Grant and his future. So thank you for joining us, Skip. But this is for the young man that's not playing around. The young man, I'm not talking about the one that skips workouts on the weekend. I'm not talking about the one Instagram that coach has to hunt down during the season for practice. This is for the athlete who's serious. That's who this is for. That's who I show up for free for on Tuesday nights, is the athlete who's serious, Instagram. And if you want to see the slides that we're showing on YouTube behind you, click the link in our bio, College Football Recruiting Live Show. You guys can get with us on YouTube and see the slides. But that's who this is for. You see these young men, they got their college hats on. They're excited. Some of these young men are going to go through that situation tomorrow. Some of you guys will go through it later on in a couple of weeks or so. But that's who this is for, all right? So National Signing Day. National Signing Day. A lot of you guys are going to tune in to this College Football Recruiting Live Show, whether recorded or live, because you want to get ready for National Signing Day, right? National Signing Day, the regular period starts tomorrow. So we've already been through the early period. Now the regular period is what we're going to talk about tonight, and how you guys got to move during the regular period. Now, some of you guys are nervous, like my man that you see right here on the screen. You're biting your fingernails, and it's because the phone isn't ringing right now, or it's because Instagram, you don't have the school you want. Maybe you have a D3 school, but you really want to go to a D2, D1 school. Cycle of Speed, I see you, baby. This is Coach Wood. We're talking college football recruiting. We're talking college football recruiting. Regular signing period is coming up starting tomorrow. So you guys are nervous. But guess what? The only thing I can guarantee you in this industry, you guys, and I'm telling you this out of love, there's a lot of people right now not telling you guys everything. And we show up every single Tuesday night Instagram to tell the truth and to share love. All right. The only thing I can promise you guys, and keep in mind, this is somebody that played high school football, played college football, played professional football. The only thing I can promise you guys is this right here. This right here is that there's uncertainty ahead. Now, there might not even be uncertainty in your situation right now. You may know exactly where you're going tomorrow. Or you may have the options that you're proud of and ready for. But believe me, if you play football long enough, there will be uncertainty ahead. I didn't have uncertainty when it was time for me to sign, but I darn sure had uncertainty ahead in my career. Some of you have uncertainty now, but then you figure that out and things get smoother ahead. So the bottom line that I can promise you guys is that this industry will bring uncertainty. It will bring uncertainty because of the physical nature of this industry. It will bring uncertainty, Instagram, because the competitive side of this. It will bring uncertainty, YouTube, because coaching changes happen. It will bring uncertainty, Instagram, because of the transfer portal. So this industry is packed with uncertainty, baby. I'll give you an example of how the seasons change. The seasons change, right? Remember last year? Now, if you're with us on Instagram, you can't see the slides that I'm showing on YouTube. So click the link in our bio, the College Football Recruiting Live Show link, and you can see the slides that we're showing on YouTube, whether you're catching this live or whether you're catching this recorded. So you guys keep that in mind. But remember last year, YouTube. Remember last year, who was the toast of the town, right? This guy, Jalen Hurts, was the toast of the town last year. His coach, Nick Sirianni, right here getting the Gatorade bath. Toast of the town, right? Could do no wrong. Philly cheesesteaks for everybody. Because they went to the Super Bowl probably, what some would say, a year early or 2 years early, right? Well, that was last year. And what I'm illustrating to you guys is, and really what I want you to get in your head, Instagram, if you want to get into this football thing, YouTube, if you want to get into this football thing, I want to get in your head and prepare you, and this is what Before You Go Pro is really all about. I want to prepare you to be thick-skinned. I want to prepare you to be confident no matter what the market is saying. I want to prepare you to be ready for uncertainty. I want to prepare you to be ready for the changing seasons. Football's volatile. It's a short season. Every week is so volatile. So last year, the Eagles were the toast of the town, you guys. This year, this is Nick Sirianni this year. Should the Eagles fire Sirianni? So a year later, you guys, Instagram, you guys can't see these slides, but if you want to, click the link in our bio and go to the Recruiting Live Show link. A year ago, Instagram, YouTube, Nick Sirianni was the toast of the town, took the team to the Super Bowl. Today, as we speak, his life today, he can't wait to get to next season. His life today is, should they fire him? Should they fire him? So I'm just reminding you guys, once again, here's the slide, uncertainty ahead. You can do all of the workouts. You can do all of the prep. I'm sure Nick Sirianni's prep last year when he went to the Super Bowl, Instagram, was the same as it was this year. If not even hungrier, because they lost last year. But guess what? This right now as we speak, should we fire him? Should we fire him? So I want you guys to prepare for this. I want you guys to get ready for this. This, what you're going through, some of you where you might not have exactly what you want right now, is the preparation for what's to come. It's the preparation for you to get that thick skin now so that you're ready to go with this football thing. Coach may move you down in the depth chart. You might have been All-American last year at that college. And now this year they got a freshman that they're putting ahead of you. How do you bounce back? How's the Eagles bounce back? Check this out. This is the flip. This is the antithesis of what I just showed you. I showed you Eagles, toast of the town, and then today, oh, there's my guy right there, Ramel. What's going on, superstar? This is a superstar out of New York, defense back. If you want to see what's showing on YouTube, Ramel, then go to the link in our bio. You can join us on YouTube. But check this out. This is the reverse of what I just showed you. I showed last year, Eagles, toast of the town. This year, they want to fire Sirianni. Look at this. This is live. This is the Chiefs. So there was a period in the Chiefs season. I talk about seasons, right? Some of you guys are going through different seasons where you're hot, where you're not, where you got to figure it out, where you got it figured out, right? So that's what we're talking about. This is live as we speak. There was a point in time, you guys, in the Chiefs season this year, an 8-week period where they went 3-5. Where they went right smack in the middle of their season, where they went 3-5. I remember this time of the season. Why do I remember it? Because everybody was saying blow up the Chiefs. Everybody was saying, man, well, maybe they needed Eric Bieniemy. Now he's gone. There's a season for you. toast of the town, going to the Washington Commanders, and now he's gone from the Washington Commanders. In 1 year. In 1 year, you guys. So I'm going to show you how to get through this season now, especially if you're on the hunt, if you're still looking, or if you're figuring some strategy out. But then I want you to keep in mind that the season could be brighter down the road. The season can be brighter because now the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. Now the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl. Point in time in their season this year where everybody said blow up the team. 8-week period. Keep in mind, remember, the Chiefs are going to the Super Bowl, but what, Instagram? They've been on the road the whole playoffs. They've been on the road the whole playoffs. The reason why they've been on the road the whole playoffs is because this point in the season right here, you guys. But guess what? Everybody would love to be the Chiefs or the 49ers right now. So what I'm telling you, you guys, is figure it out. Figure it out. Some of you guys may be hot right now. Some of you guys may not be. You may be in your 3 and 5 portion of your season, of your life, of your career. But then figure it out and bounce back like the Chiefs, all right? So at the end of the day, we're controlling the controllables, Instagram. We're controlling the controllables, YouTube, all right? Some of the things that you feel right now are feeling off because they're off of your timeline. They're off of your timeline, or maybe they feels like that it's out of your control. Your recruiting situation feels like it's out of your control. Believe me, if you're with us, we're like this right now. We're like the Jerry Maguire picture. Coach Foss is on here. I know Coach Jay is around. You know, we're calling, we're DMing, we're emailing 24/7. You guys are in school, we're doing calls. All right. Dad's at work, we're doing calls. All right. And at the end of the day, this is the thing that I'm most proud about with Before You Go Pro. Instagram, what's going on? You're with Before You Go Pro in the Recruiting Live Show. Coach Wood, if you want to see the slides that we're showing on YouTube, click the link in our bio and you guys can see those slides. But one of the things, you guys, that we're most proud of is strategy. Strategy, okay? You guys will have to have a strategy. For the young man that I showed you earlier, Jacob De Jesus, whose dad is watching right now, and his dad has a son going in his refrigerator when he comes home for the holidays. That's a college football All-American. The thing that I tell you about Jacob is we had a strategy. And if you guys are with us, we have a strategy. We may not have even fully divulged the whole strategy to you yet. But we're already thinking this, you guys. We're already thinking what you see on the screen. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C. We're already thinking that, all right? And we keep calling, just like you see Jerry Maguire. If you're with us, we keep calling until you tell us to stop. We've got some strategy, you guys, that we're working with some athletes right now, where they're taking PWOs from places, but we will keep contacting colleges that may want to give them a scholarship as we move into the spring. Strategy, okay? For Jacob De Jesus, his strategy was to go to junior college. Now, you guys got to keep in mind, nobody has to make a decision tomorrow. Instagram, you do not have to make, if you're in the class of 2024, you do not have to put pen to paper tomorrow. If you're looking at a PWO opportunity, you do not have to commit tomorrow. It may feel that way. It may feel that way, Instagram. It may feel that, Alex, I see you. We're talking college football recruiting. Thank you for joining us. This is Before You Go Pro. If you want to see what we're sharing with YouTube, click the link in our bio, College Football Recruiting Live Show. In YouTube, it may feel that way. It may feel like you have to make that decision tomorrow because the school is pressuring you. You've already went on a recruiting trip. It very well may be true that they're going to go somewhere else. They're going to turn to another athlete if you don't take that scholarship. But you don't have to. There's no deadline as far as NCAA rules tomorrow. And I highly suggest that you don't make a decision out of fear. I highly suggest that you really don't go to a school that you just don't want to go to, but it's the only thing you have tomorrow. And the reason why I'm saying this, you guys, is because this is a real deadline. Division 1 is April 1st. Division 2, Division 3, NAI is August 1st for you to sign. And there will be teams signing people all spring, because the transfer portal is also opening up later in the spring after spring ball. Tomorrow is huge, you guys, because a lot of the dust clears. B Stizzles, I see you. What's going on, Beth? That is a CU buff right there, doing amazing things, helping football players and other athletes with their wealth management. We got to get you on the show right now. We're talking college football recruiting live. We're talking college football recruiting. So, YouTube, you guys, tomorrow is not necessarily a bad thing for some of you guys, because we get to see the dust clear. Some of you guys have wondered why you're on red with a particular school. Some of you guys are wondering if a school is done recruiting you and you don't know. You think maybe they have somebody at your position because you've seen it on 24/7 Sports. A lot of the dust clears tomorrow, you guys. So if you are an athlete that is still looking for an opportunity, Instagram, if you are an athlete that has opportunities, but maybe not the one you really want, then a lot of the dust clears tomorrow, and you'll know exactly what. It's good to know, even if it's a no. I told Coach Foss this the other day. Even if it's a no, we're full. It's good to know, because then you get to move on. You get to move on in the musical chairs to the spot that's open, okay? So at the end of the day, as long as you know you're going to keep climbing the mountain, you're good. You're good. This person that you see on the screen right now is intent and focused on getting to the top of this mountain. Your intent and focus is to play college football. Maybe your intent and focus is to play Division I college football. Maybe your intent and focus, Instagram, is to play in the NFL. You're climbing a mountain at this point in time, all right, that a lot of people are climbing. Those were my intentions years ago, same as yours today, okay? But just because this spot that we anticipated on being able to grab to have a secure footing on this mountain isn't so secure, and now I got to grab over here with my left hand to get to this other side of the mountain that's more secure, it doesn't mean we stop the mission. The mission is still Instagram to get to the top of the mountain, right? So that's all we're talking about right now, baby. Plan A, plan B, plan C. Some of you guys may have plan A intact, ready to go, signed tomorrow. Some of you guys are going with plan B tomorrow. Some of you guys are going with plan C. Some of you guys don't have a plan B, plan C, and we would love to help you with that. Now, some of you guys are a little too nervous too fast. I know it's later in the game, but I'm going to show you something here. So check this out. Right here. Now, Instagram, if you're with us, Big Zimbalist is one of my former teammates, University of Colorado, big-time player, you guys, out of Southern California, coming in high school, doing big things right now. Check out Zimbalist Carter on Instagram, on social media, you guys. He's doing fitness training. He's doing corporate training. If you want to get your life intact, Zimbalist Carter. What's going on, man? I'm talking to him about some college football recruiting. You remember signing day? That man could have went to any school in the country. I didn't have it like Zimbalist. But that's what we're talking about, baby. We're getting them right for college football signing day. So check this out right there. And really, it's signing period. Signing period. I really want you guys to get that signing period. I'll tell you this. Here's some inside information. There are schools that are purposefully not filling up their whole signing class tomorrow, because they do want to wait until the spring. They do anticipate some guys leaving their team or some guys being able to come on to their team from other teams. So there are teams purposefully, you guys, leaving a couple spots open. But this is what you should anticipate. I think numbers have changed throughout the years. Down at the bottom, the second teal line where you see regular signing period. At the top, you guys see FCS, which is Division I AA for us old heads out there. Regular signing period, which starts tomorrow. It doesn't end tomorrow. It just starts tomorrow. I would anticipate, you guys, that 90% to 100%, a lot of the schools will be full at the FCS level. There will be schools still with opportunity, but there will also be a lot of schools full as of tomorrow or this week at the FCS level. At the Division II level, Division III, NAIA level, there will be some schools full, but there will be some schools still looking for athletes. How do I know this? And I'm talking to you guys about FCS and D2. Here's a perfect example of a level higher than that. I'm even talking a level higher than that, because you go FBS, and then really, if you want to be honest, it's FBS and then it's Power 5. It's Power 5. What Bowling Green is doing ain't got nothing compared to what Michigan is doing, Florida State, some of these schools like that. But here's a perfect example, you guys. This is literally today. Literally today. So you guys are wondering, is there still opportunities out there? Coach Wood just told me they may be full, some of these schools starting tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to tell you the truth. Some of these schools are going to be full, but there are going to be schools still looking. Perfect example, literally today. The great Coach Carter, somebody that's a dear friend of the Before You Go Pro program, Instagram. He's at Arizona. A lot of you guys would love to play at Arizona. This is midday today. What does that say at the top? 12 o'clock. And what does he say? Yes, we're still looking. I say, thanks so much, Coach, because he's looking at one of our linebackers, the great Jake Pecor. And then I said, he's a dog. And then I said, any other needs, Coach? Tell me if there's any. Lulu, I see you. This is Coach Wood in college football recruiting. I tell him, I say, is there any other needs, Coach? And what does he say to me? YouTube. If you want to see what we're showing on YouTube, go to the link in our bio. Click College Football Recruiting Live Show, and you can go to YouTube. Check us out. I say to Coach Carter, any other needs? And what does he say? Right there, you guys. D-line and corner. D-line and corner. This is today. So Power 5 program today saying, yes, we need D-line and corner. He's not going to have that filled by tomorrow, most likely. All right? If he's saying he needs that today, he's probably needing more than one. Okay? Or he probably would have been specific and said, hey, yeah, one more D-lineman. So right there is a Power 5 program that on the eve of signing day, the regular signing period opening, is saying we need D linemen and corners. All right. So if Arizona still needs some people, I can guarantee you there's some people at the FCS level, at the D2 level, Instagram, at the D3 level, YouTube, at the NAIA level, YouTube, that need some talent too. Trust me. Trust me. Here's an example. I've showed you guys, some of you guys who have tapped in with us before. Here's a perfect example. Javarius Sims. He was late in the process. Ended up going to a prep school. That option is open to some of you guys. To go to a prep school for 6 months is open. Guess what we call it? Guess what we call it, Instagram? We call it a strategy. We call it a strategy. And that was the strategy for this young man 2 years ago, was to go to a prep school for 6 months. He parlayed that prep school into Central Michigan, and he parlayed Central Michigan, because he's a dog, he parlayed Central Michigan into UConn. And that's where Javarius Sims is today. He's at UConn in spring, getting ready for spring ball, in winter conditioning. And guess what? I ain't going to tell you what he got to go to UConn, but he got a little NIL money, Instagram. So this is a young man 2 years ago that couldn't find a DB room to fit into at the D1 level coming out of high school, even though we evaluated him as a D1 kid out of high school. I should have showed you the evaluation. D1, literally where he's at is what we evaluated him at of high school. And some of you guys have D1 evaluations from us, because we don't play around with that. Some of you guys have D1 evaluations from us that don't have that on the table as we speak tonight. Guess what? My opinion of you, Coach False opinion of you, Coach J opinion of you does not change, Instagram. It does not change if you don't go D1 out of high school. Okay? Just like this young man, you better have a strategy. And if you have a strategy and you work your tail off, guess what's going to happen? You're going to end up just like Javares. Here's another one. Coach, can I go HBCU? Maybe I got a dream of playing in the NFL. Well, right here, here's somebody that played at an HBCU. And he didn't even just go to the NFL. He went to the Hall of Fame. So what I'm telling you guys is, what is the strategy? What is the strategy? Now, this is the dynamic, you guys, that is happening. And a lot of people aren't being honest with you guys about what's happening specifically Instagram at the high school and the junior college level. TK, I see you, best RB in the class of 27. Okay, Lulu Mix, I see you, baby. I love the confidence. If you're the best RB in the class of 27, I love the confidence. You're not going to be able to do it unless you're talking it. So I love the confidence. If you want to join us on YouTube, then come on YouTube. Click the Recruiting Live Show link in our bio. So, you guys, right there, I just showed you 2 examples of people who had a different strategy and got what they wanted. This is the dynamic that they're not really being honest with you guys about. This is the dynamic that they're not really being honest with you guys about. The kids who, in my day, not even in my day, you guys, I'll tell you probably 3 years or 4 years, pre-COVID, the kids who would have been Power 5 kids coming out of high school, junior college, are now Group of 5 kids, Instagram. What's going on, Nardo? I see you. Coach Wood talking college football recruiting. 2-time, I see you, baby. We're talking college football recruiting. If you want to see the slides that we're showing on YouTube, click the link in our bio and you guys can check us out on YouTube. It is going down a level lower coming out of high school, JC. So if you were a Power 5 kid pre-COVID coming out of high school, now during this time, you're probably a Group of 5 kid. If you were a Group of 5 kid pre-COVID, you're probably an FCS kid today. If you were an FCS kid, Instagram, pre-COVID, you're probably a D2 level kid today. And so on and so forth. So every level of football, you guys, Instagram, every level of football, we're going to let you guys go here shortly, and it's going to be just on YouTube. And you guys can join us by clicking the link in our bio. Every level of football, you guys, is more talented now. Why is it more talented, Coach Wood? Because guys who were already in college stayed in college longer. Via COVID rules, via transfer portal, they kept getting recruited again. Okay, so there's more talent at every level of football. So even the junior colleges, some of you guys gonna have to fight to play JC ball. We had a kid that was at Arizona State last year that we sent back to a junior college, and he started at corner the whole year at Chafee JC. So whoever wanted to compete with him, Sadite, who watches the show all the time, they were literally competing with a Division I level player, but they were in junior college. So everything is a level lower now, okay? You guys want to keep that in mind. That's why you should be so proud when anybody wants to talk to you, even a junior college. I see the great Devin coming in. He's got a superstar DB, KK, that's playing JC football, JC Baller, and he's going to go play some college football next year, you guys. So keep this in mind. But guess what? We're good. Instagram. What's going on, Big I see KK and Devin. What's going on? Love you guys. You're good as long as you got your strategy. Okay? So let's get back into it. Check this out. Where all the leverage is right now, you guys, is in college. The college kids are the ones with the leverage. Right here, you got Carson Beck, just got $300K Lamborghini, right? He just got his Lamborghini. So you guys can have more leverage in all the good things like you see right here with Javarius. All that stuff comes back on your side, you guys. All that leverage comes back on your side once we just get you to college. So all we want to do is get you to college. So let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's get into the nitty-gritty because we've already shown you that we've got a track record of being in this place. For some of you guys, this is your first time in this place, this recruiting process place. Some of you parents, first time in this place. I definitely understand how it can be nerve-wracking. I went through my first time in this place almost 30 years ago. When I was you as a student athlete, that was my first time in this place, in this recruiting process place. Now I've been through this for decades and decades. All right. So for me, it's all about you, and it's all about business, and it's all about strategy. All right. The emotions are out of it for me and my team. It's all about placing you and being smart with our time, being smart with our time. Okay. So I want to talk to you guys about a little strategy right now, and then I'm going to let you go. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, then please feel free to put that in the chat. Instagram, I'm going to let you guys go. If you guys want to join us for the end of this presentation, click the link in our bio, the Recruiting Live Show link. You can check out what we're doing on YouTube. You can check out the end of this show. Tomorrow's the first day of the recruiting period or the regular signing period. So hopefully you guys you got your strategy in place. See you on the other side. See you on YouTube. Love you. All right. Just us, YouTube. So check this out. Talk a little strategy. I'm talking to the athlete that doesn't have anything. I'm talking to the athlete that doesn't have necessarily what they want. Now, if you don't have what you want, and you should always be considering a few things in your process. You should be considering the money that's involved. You should be considering your end goals, your end vision. Can I get to my end vision? And you should also be really considering your playing time. Your playing time. What good is it taking a PWO to USC if you never hit the field? All right. Unless you just want to say you were on the team and go to school there. You know, you want to go somewhere where you're going to get early playing time, or at least have the potential to, because then all of the opportunities will come after that. The NIL opportunities, the opportunities to maybe go to a bigger school will come only if you're playing early. All right. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind with your strategy, Okay. So we've always had the strategy, you guys, of the low-hanging fruit. The low-hanging fruit. These are the terrible schools that, had a rough season last year. They're always going to be looking for talent. However, we're at a point now in the recruiting process where even some of the schools that are low-hanging fruit, some of the schools that did have a terrible season last year, some of them will be full right now as well. I should have had this recording queued up, but there's a school called Midwestern State in Texas, a Division II school. I talked to matter of fact, you might be able to hear it. Let me see if you guys can hear this. Let me see. If you're with us live, I'm going to play a recording. Just put in the comment section, yes, you can hear, or no, or you can hear one, hit one if you can hear this. It's a pleasure to talk to you, Coach. This is Coach Wood reaching out, and I know you guys are hustling right now, so I don't want to keep you long, but give me a 1 or a yes if you can hear this. I'm playing right now a live call from today with Midwestern State. Thank you, whoever put that comment in. Yes, perfect, Petty. Thank you. So here's a live call, you guys. Like I said, where a lot of you guys thank you, Coach Foss, where a lot of you guys are in class or your parents are at work, we're hitting the phones, you guys. So here's a live call, and this is an example of where this particular school is as we hit the regular signing period starting tomorrow. So let's listen in.
But I was just wondering if you guys were still looking for any 2024 talent, if there was any holes still.
As of right now, I'm pretty sure we get ready to be full once we get these last two commitments out. But who do you have for us to check out?
So I'm a former player coach. I played up at Colorado and in Canada, and I run a recruiting program. So we work with guys that are high school, JC, and portal. So I've actually got kids at all positions that are pretty talented. What position are the two kids that you guys are expecting to come in?
It's gonna be, we got a defensive line, but a defensive line is waiting on right now.
Okay. A defensive lineman and linebacker. I've got both actually. I've got high school and junior college D linemen. I don't have any portal D linemen, and then I've got a couple of very good high school linebackers. Matter of fact, one of them was All-State.
All right, you guys. So I'm not going to play the whole thing for you, but that's an example of a live recruiting call. That's a call that took place today. Division II school right there. Coach is saying, hey, we think we're going to be full, but we're not sure. We may need a D lineman. We need a linebacker if we don't get who we want. Now, here's the thing that you guys got to keep in mind. And once again, you guys, that's why I said don't be scared of this time. If you don't have anything or you don't have what you want, don't be scared of this time. There is time, as you guys see. There's till April 1st if you're going to go D1. August 1st if you're going to go D2, D3, or NAI. But right here, this picture, we want the dust to clear. We want the dust to clear, you guys. This coach is saying we think we're done, but we don't know. We don't know if this D lineman's going to come. We don't know if this linebacker's going to come. Coach right there from Coach Carter from Arizona is saying, hey, we need some help. So tomorrow, you guys, a lot of dust will clear. I guarantee you, and I can guarantee you this, Coach Foss knows this, I can guarantee you this because we've seen recruiting classes before. We've been through the recruiting process before. I can guarantee you there are schools at every single level, you guys, from Power 5 all the way down to NAIA that think they're getting somebody or 2 or 3 people tomorrow that they're not going to get. Sometimes there's schools that we think are going to offer a kid and they don't offer for whatever reason. But then this other school offers, or this other school comes out the blue. Your school is coming. Their kid is coming. They may have missed out on that kid, but they'll go find another one. And hopefully it's you. And here's the other dynamic that you guys have to keep in mind. So once again, you guys were listening to a call from Midwestern State. There's a hint for you if you're watching this show. You happen to be a D lineman or a linebacker still looking, you might want to reach out to Midwestern State. Make sure you're on their board. That's free game right there. But let me throw out how this all works to you real quick. Midwestern State tomorrow they have a board. They have a war room recruiting board. Just like in the NFL, when you see on draft day, Jerry Jones says, hey, pick that kid, and they put them up on the board. They've got that at the college level. So some of you guys talking are probably, not talking, but listening, are probably on Midwestern State's board because we even talked to them before this call today. That was just a follow-up. So some of you guys may very well be on their board. Check this out. This is how it happens. Tomorrow, they don't get who they want at D lineman. They are going to try to find another option. There is not going to just go that they go with one less D lineman on their roster. They're going to fill that spot. It's going to be filled by somebody. Somebody else's trash is our opportunity, right? Now, when they go to see who's the next D lineman up, chances are, you guys, the 2 or the 3 guy may be gone too, because these kids are making other decisions as well. Or maybe the 2 or 3 guy is there, but he thought he was going to another Division II school, but he really likes Midwestern better. Now all of a sudden Midwestern's calling him. He says, oh, I'm going to Midwestern. Now guess what? A spot's open for a D lineman at this other school, this other D2 school, this other D1 school, because they thought they were going to get the kid who just went to Midwest. So all of these dynamics are taking place. We've had kids literally about to sign with one school, and then another school calls, and then they go to the other school. All right. So once again, keep in mind, coach, I want to go D1. First thing you need is a film evaluation. Second thing you need is a strategy. You should have a strategy in place to get what you want if you have an evaluation that says you're that good. However, the strategy should also have contingent plans. We haven't fully talked to a lot of our athletes about contingent plans yet, because I am very aware, Coach Foss is very aware of all the athletes we have in the Before You Go Pro cupboard that are still open and undecided or unsigned. We look at them individually. If we feel that any of them need to look at a contingent plan, we will bring that up to them individually. As of right now, with the athletes we have, we are very comfortable going through February with them to figure out what university they're going to. Maybe one of them does end up at a JC or a prep school. But right now, all of February, and especially the next 2 weeks, because I just showed you Arizona, I just showed you Midwestern State, they're probably going to be still picking people up. We are focused on getting our kids to a university. And that's all I can talk about, you guys, is what we do. If you're not with us, then you can do what we do, or you can try to find somebody that can help you get to the next level. But all we do every Thursday is tell real-life examples and tell what we do. Here's what you need to focus on. You should have a film eval so you know what leagues that you should be reaching out to. And then tomorrow, you guys, more so, really hear me on this because I'm going to give you some game. More so than a 24/7 sports to find out who they signed. So maybe you've already targeted a school, or after you get your film eval, or maybe you want us to evaluate your film, or you've joined our program late. Now we're looking at schools for you, and we're trying to get you some offers. We're going to be very mindful of the conference to pitch you to. We probably are going to pitch you to a conference that's a little bit lower than your actual playing ability, what we actually feel you're like, just to get something in your back pocket. But tomorrow, more so than the 24/7, the rest of this week, more so than the 24/7 sports websites or some of these other recruiting websites out there, you guys, what I want you guys to pay attention to and what we'll pay attention to. Once again, tomorrow's good and the rest of the week is good because the dust clears. So there's schools we've been bombarding, we can stop calling because we know they're full, or the dust clears and they're full for now. It's always for now. Things can change tomorrow. They could have a kid fail out of school, or a kid get into some social trouble, and then they're going to fill his spot. Trust me. So it's really just for now. But what we want you guys to pay attention to is this. We want you to pay attention to the actual websites of these schools. So any schools that you're targeting, pay attention to the actual websites. All of the schools will have some type of recruiting info about who they sign, where these kids are from, and that's going to be more accurate, you guys, over the next week than anything you're going to see at 24/7 sports. All right. So go to their actual team website. So maybe I'm an athlete who has been getting calls from Morehead State, or I've been getting calls from UC Davis. All of a sudden, I'm not getting calls. And I'm wondering if there's still going to be opportunity at this school. Look at their website after tomorrow and find out who they brought on at your position. Okay. You can do the numbers actually backwards on how many guys they'll bring in at each position on a roster spot. We talked about that in previous episodes where basically they're going to have a certain number. They're never going to have more than 6 quarterbacks on a college football roster. Very, very, very rarely do you see that. So if you know they already had 2 and then they brought in 2 in the signing class, there may be 2 PWO spots. There may be 2 spots available. All right. But don't go to 24/7. So go to the actual team website. Now, let me tell you something. This is another reason I'm telling you, go to the team websites this week. For one, you're going to see the most accurate numbers. You're going to see the most accurate numbers of who they sign. But for 2, you guys, they'll also have most likely commentary in that National Signing Day page or in the article on their actual official website if they're going to continue to sign guys. So they'll interview the coach a lot of times as they list the players that they're bringing in. And that coach will say, hey, we did a great job and we're done with recruiting. Or that coach will say in the verbiage, hey, we did a great job, but we're still going to look deeper into the fall or into the spring. Why would they be able to look deeper into the spring, Coach Wood? They're able to look deeper into the spring because we haven't hit the deadline yet. Once again, April 1st is the deadline for D1, and April 2nd is the deadline, or August 1st is the deadline for D2, D3, NAI. And then all of these coaches know that the spring window is coming up for the portal. So they're going to be very open and honest in the verbiage that they use and who they list on their signing day. Okay, so go to the team's websites. Maybe you've already been accepted into San Diego State, but you're wondering if you could get a PWO. See who they signed on signing day. Maybe you're a linebacker. You would take a PWO to San Diego State. You look at who they signed on signing day, and they only got 1 linebacker. Maybe they will listen to you as a PWO. Once again, I'm only giving you guys what we'll be doing tomorrow. I call it fact finding. We're FBI agents. What we'll be doing with Before You Go Pro for all of you that are with us. You guys are all individual athletes, but we know your situations. We know your evaluation level, and we're going to be looking at who got what. We're going to be seeing what happens when the dust clears. We're going to be following up with those schools like you heard me talking to Coach Cedric from Midwestern State. Be following up with Coach Carter from Arizona. You guys. So that's what we're going to do. So for you, get the film evaluation, then go after low-hanging fruit. But remember, it's not so much about the low-hanging fruit now because we are later in the ball game, and some of the low-hanging fruit will be full. But maybe some of the schools that aren't low-hanging fruit, like in Arizona, if you have that type of evaluation, won't be full. The way you'll know that is by going to their official website tomorrow and the rest of the week. Now, let me give you a last one before I let you go. And if you have any questions or comments, put them in the comments section right now. Let me give you a last one. If you go now, all of the Division I schools are probably going to have something talking about recruiting and signing day. However, if you go to a Division I school, maybe it's a small FCS school, or if you go to a D2, D3, NAIA school. Really hear me on this. I'm giving you some game. You go to any school that you're targeting tomorrow and the rest of this week, and you don't hear anything. You can't find anything on their website about recruiting, then they're still recruiting. Trust me, they're still recruiting. There's going to be HBCU programs. There's going to be NAIA programs. There's going to be D3 programs. There's going to be D2 programs. It's going to be hard to find a D1 program, but you may find one. But there's going to be D2, D3, NAIA. There's going to be all those other levels of schools who do not even mention recruiting, do not even mention the early period or the regular period on their website. If you find one of those schools and you've been evaluated that you can play at that level, hit them up. Believe me, we will be hitting them up. Hit them up because I guarantee you they're still looking for talent. All right? So hopefully this has really helped you guys out tonight. You know, do not be. I see Cool V. What's going on? He's got a superstar quarterback in his house, Josh Sear. We've been talking to Mountain West schools, Big Sky schools, D2 schools for his son, and he'll be signing here shortly. But thank you for joining us, Cool V. Love you, baby. And there you go. Don't be afraid. If you don't have anything right now, or you don't have what you want, for one, you need to evaluate if you should turn down that offer. Anytime turning down something is fine, but just know what you're doing and have a strategy for how you're going to move after you turn that down. Turning down something's fine. You know, somebody could be selling a house, $1 million house, and somebody comes and offers them $800K. They may turn that down, but just know that another offer might not come for over $800K. You may turn down the $800K and an offer come in for $1 million, what you were looking for. But you have to have a strategy. You have to have support and know, okay, buying signs or market signs. Should I jump? Should I look at JC? Should I look at prep school? Should I look at PWO? You should have all of these dynamics starting to work in your head. But for our athletes, really, man, we're being patient through February. We're being patient through February because the industry has never been so volatile. I mean, Coach Foss told me right before we got on here, Boston College, this is a major Power 5 ACC program that many of you guys would play for. Does not have a coach still, does not have a head coach. You know what? And I'm going to give you something right here. Check this out. This is big. And really, I hope you parents hear this too, and also you athletes. If you're serious about this industry, it is so much bigger than you just deciding where you're going to sign or commit to. This industry is so volatile. I wish there was more before you go pros, you guys, because there's not enough of us. There's not enough me, Coach Foss, Coach Jay to service all of the athletes that really need help and support. So I'm going to show you something right here. And this is why we don't leave our athletes before you go pro. Right there, Coach Foss is telling me that Boston College doesn't have a coach, right? Doesn't have a coach. And this is why before you go pro is a ministry. Check this out. I'm showing you live text. You see who that is at the top? Let me see if I can get this to adjust. So at the top, it says Isaiah Ferris, right? Isaiah Ferris. This is a couple days ago. Wednesday. Look at that. Isaiah Ferris. Yo, coach. This is last weekend. Hey, playmaker, how's it going? Now you see what he said right here? Let's see. You see what he said right there? Hold on. Right there. Let me adjust it for you. Coach just left. Coach just left. So this is one of my athletes that had no problems, you guys, before signing day. No problems. Have multiple offers. Guess where this athlete is at? Isaiah Ferris. He's at Boston College. He's a before you go pro athlete and was at a major Power 5 university, still there. We were talking about what he should do. We were talking strategy. So that's why before you go pro is so big, you guys, and that's why getting your mind right for this industry is so big. Some of you guys are trying to figure out where you're going to college. Well, Isaiah Ferris is at Boston College, and he's wondering if he should even stay there because his coach just said, bye. Okay, so this is just the beginning. You're going to need multiple strategies to navigate this industry. But right now, it's about getting you to college. Okay, it's about getting you to college. So hopefully you guys got a lot out of tonight's recruiting live show. Please tell your teammates, tell your friends, tell your coaches This is really a labor of love for us, you guys. Subscribe to our channel. We also do the Locker Room Show every single Thursday where we bring in some of the best in the football industry to serve you guys. We got another great show lined up for this Thursday. If you guys are not currently Before You Go Pro and you need recruiting support, or you know somebody who does, please check us out, www.beforeyougopro.com. You can scroll down to the bottom of that page, click the sign up link, and you can get more information about how we serve athletes across the country. We'll be talking to colleges tomorrow. So if you need support, you're still out there, then hurry up, because once we get to the end of February, you guys, we're not letting any more 2024s in. We're going to be looking towards 2025s like a lot of these colleges. So if you're with us already, we're going to work with you until probably until the end of your career. But if you're not with us, then you better get in before February, because it's going to be too difficult to move you after we move through February, unless you want to go to a JC or prep school. So get in now if you still need help, because as you see, the Arizonas, the Midwestern states, some of these schools definitely still need talent. So hopefully that helps you out. The great Tapetti is praying for us, and we love you, man. Thank you for joining us, and hopefully you're getting what you want out of the deal. So I hope you guys had a great time with us tonight. I actually stayed on a little bit longer than I thought, because we got to get ready for tomorrow. Coach Wood got to get some rest. But we love you guys. Hope all is well. There is still time, but you got to be proactive. You got to be contacting the right schools. And then tomorrow, you have to look on those official websites, so you can figure out if they're done, if they're still looking, if there's an opportunity for you. Okay, so keep that in mind. And once again, remember, if you go to a website and they're not talking about it at all, they're not talking about recruiting at all, like it didn't happen, then chances are probably 90% they're still looking for talent. So if you go to this D3 website, this D2 website, and you see nothing tomorrow or this week about the recruiting, the signing day, then they're still looking for talent. All right, that's a secret. I'm letting you guys know. Get after it. And the beautiful thing about it, you guys, is they're going to want to get it done. So as we get deeper into the spring, teams don't want to play around anymore. If they find a diamond in the rough, a kid that they didn't evaluate or didn't know about or maybe forgot about, and then you're following up, and they didn't get who they wanted on signing day. They didn't get that D lineman they wanted, but now they got this film of this kid who's a really good D lineman that they missed. They're going to offer that kid quick and just try to get it over with. All right. So keep that in mind. You only need one. All right. All right, you guys. I love you. Once again, this is Coach Wood signing off for Before You Go Pro and the rest of the Before You Go Pro family. Please like and subscribe. And then also please share, and then get back with us on Thursday for the Locker Room Show. All right, you guys. We'll see you at the top.